Hey everybody, it is July 3rd, 2009. I'm Sonic Sons. I'm actually remaking this video that I made like a week ago, and then there's been crazy errors, and... Anyway. So apparently, Vloggerheads is dead. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, well, you're about to find out. You know, because I'm making a video about that very subject. Wouldn't you know? I stumbled across a video by the venerable Greg Solomon up on YouTube, who honestly I don't know a whole lot about, but I know Perry Urban likes him, so he must be cool. I've seen a couple of his videos. And he made a video, and I'm going to put up a link. It says VH, that is to say Vloggerheads, is dead. What is Vloggerheads? Well, it was a site, still technically exists, that's kind of supposed to mimic YouTube and be better. And apparently didn't work out. And perhaps is rather instructive of, I don't know, how messy the collaborative social community process thing can be. So, a bit of history. First, there was YouTube. As far as I assume there must have been other sites that no one even cares about. There was YouTube. And I thought about getting on that thing. And then, like, many months later, I actually put up a video. Because I can be incredibly slow to follow through on things that way. And YouTube, you know, was really fun. And is really fun. Except, of course, there are haters and such, yeah. But we all love this idea, right? We get online, you put up anything you want, anyone can watch it, whatever thing, at whatever time, leave a comment anywhere across the globe, time zones, thingamajig, all these barriers are removed, right? That's really neat. There are a couple of problems, though, with YouTube, you know. People start talking about haters, for instance. I don't have to do a whole lot with haters myself, but maybe it's because I don't have a whole lot of views. That is one classic technique. But they're out there, you know. There's all sorts of spite. And just the internet in general, you know. There's an equation that, like, Penny Arcade put out that's a webcomic. And they're like, you know, normal person plus anonymity plus very large audience equals incredible jerk. It's like, yeah, that happens a fair amount. Thankfully, it doesn't happen all the time. But there are haters, right? And there was YouTube's efforts to get rid of haters, and they would sign back on new accounts and stuff, and that, yeah, that doesn't exactly work. And there was YouTube's general policy of governance, which was found to be lacking. Which is to say, YouTube owns everything. Anytime YouTube can just kick you off, right? Unless maybe you're a partner. I don't know how that works. But basically, you know, some people just get kicked. Sometimes without even any explanation at all. At any manner of appeal, in any manner of anything, you know. We didn't like that. We thought, hey, what would happen if we made our own site that did this stuff better? In fact, there were kind of two ideas. So you're going to, first off, just the making of a YouTube off of YouTube that would be better than YouTube. And second, the much larger step of just what can you do with an online community? You know, what are the big possibilities for that? Because you have a hunch that they could be big. As Perry Urban said, and he's a big figure in all this, you know, maybe someday we're going to look back and at the nation states, you know, the basic notion of a country, and it owns a section of land that it has sovereignty over, and maybe we're going to look back at that someday and be like, that was weird. You know, the way we look back on, like, monarchy or something, you know, the way we look back on all sorts of other old institutions, like, why did people do that? We've moved beyond. The internet takes away so many barriers, like geography, for instance. So Perry started talking about this thing called E-Nation, and made up a site on Ning. If you don't know, it's a place you can make your own, you know, social networks sort of things. Made a site called E-Nation, which is a place for us to discuss the E-Nation, and furthermore, it'd be a place off of YouTube where we kind of have a little more freedom. Was the idea. So I got on, started talking with stuff. If you look up E Nation in my videos, you'll find a bunch of stuff. Me just rambling about for all the time, all these ideas, you know. What an E Nation might do and be and sort of thing. So, Perry hoped that you'd get maybe 1,000 people, or at least 100 people, or something like that, on this Ning platform. And we wound up with basically 10. Like, there were many more than 10 literally registered, but as far as people that were actually on the site, like on a regular basis, yeah, there was about 10 of us. And then even among those 10, it wasn't the best thing. There was one guy and a couple of his supporters insisting that E Nation was a business. The whole point was to make money. How can we make money off of this? And I was sort of like, I didn't get into this for money. I thought we were doing this as, like, you know, just we're spewing ideas and stuff. I would want this thing to be free, you know, much as possible. I don't want to sell ads, you know. I don't want to. No. And in the meantime, we didn't actually need to. The Ning site was running without, you know, without any putting, you know, additional monetary value on it anyway. I think there's some default ads that are thrown in there, text things on the side, links. Nah. Any case, so then that guy and his supporter left, and they did their own site called The E Nation, which is incredibly clear. And then eventually Perry just closed down the Ning site, which, if it were me, I would have kept it open. You know, even if you're not going to do anything with it, just as a public record or something. But he closed it down, and the rest of us were like, oh, well, dang.